The internet has expanded the way people communicate and has drastically widened the amount of information available. Now there are more ideas and information easily accessible than ever before, and mainstream media such as television and radio do not have as much dominance. This has allowed for significant cultural advances as well as political activism. Take Egypt, for example, in which the internet and social media played a large role in organizing protests and overthrowing President Mubarak. One leader, Wael Ghonim, is a prominent activist in Egypt and has over 60,000 followers on Twitter. He said, "If you want to liberate a society, give them the internet. If you want to have a free society, give them the internet. The reason why is that the internet helps you win the media fight." However, during one protest after the revolutionaries were making progress, the government of Egypt shut down the internet and nobody could access his page or anything on the internet. This brings up the question, should the government have control over the internet? Should the internet be censored?
Situation in the world today where in more and more countries the relationship between citizens and governments is mediated through the internet, which is comprised primarily of privately owned and operated services. So the important question, I think, is not this debate over whether the internet is going to help the good guys more than the bad guys. Of course it's going to empower whoever is most skilled at using the technology and best understands the internet in comparison with whoever their adversary is. The most urgent question we need to be asking today is how do we make sure that the internet evolves in a citizen-centric manner? Because I think all of you will agree that the only legitimate purpose of government is to serve citizens. And I would argue that the only legitimate purpose of technology is to improve our lives, not to manipulate or enslave us.
Not all countries have access to the internet. This map here shows countries that either have very limited access to the internet or that their internet is very heavily censored by their government. China in particular is known for limiting access and censoring heavily information to its users. Programs such as Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and many other websites are not allowed in China and cannot be accessed. This can be problematic as many citizens are not aware on the truth on certain matters that put China in a negative light, and propaganda is available instead. However, there are reasons that internet censorship can be a good thing. There's a large amount of explicit material on the internet, including pornographic material that is not appropriate for children. Children can access this material with a simple Google search. Also, there's a large amount of violent and obscene language, and the removal of these comments can be important to creating a credible medium. In addition, there's a great deal of data mining going on, and it's not clear who has access to what information from the viewpoint of an average internet user. Internet fraud and crime rates are high, as well as illegal piracy of music, films, and other files. However, those against internet censorship argue that freedom of speech, especially in the United States, is vital to society and that the internet has become the easiest place to express one's opinion and access the truth. Computers can be personally censored for children, and filters can be applied. But many feel that the right to choose to read information should exist, and people should be free to say as they please.